Okay, so can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, doctor, we can see the screen,
You
doctor.
can see the screen. Okay. All right. You see, the reason why I'm conducting the class today, I think I need only 1 hour, for this class. So this is the one of the things, that you have to do, because next semester you may start defending the proposals. Yeah. Okay. So one of the things, a must thing, that you need to have, in your defense proposal is an instrument. Yeah, that means, in your perspective, is more on questionnaire. So you must have questionnaires ready. Yeah. You cannot defend the proposal without having the questionnaire. So you may start to do, the questionnaire. I will teach you today on how, you want to do the questionnaire, using the Google Documents, and not Google Documents, the Microsoft Word, and also the Google Form. So let's say, if the questionnaire is good, and then later on in the defense proposal, they make a comment, they said that your questionnaire is good, and then can proceed, then you may start collecting the data, from the respective samples. Okay, now, I'm more on hands-on, so I would like to demo, on my sample, okay. So one of the things that you must have, before doing the questionnaire is the framework. It's a must. So that's why, most of you attending, and came for the consultation, and I'm checking, and double cross, or we call it cross checking with the framework, and if the framework is good, and then you may proceed. If your framework has a problem, then we need to revamp, and then revise it back. Some of you are taking framework, develop the framework based on the theory. That is good. And then some of you may develop the framework based on your own ideas. That means the concept. But variables need to be make sense. The variables need to be make sense. Okay. So now this is my DV, which is financial behavior. And these are my IV, which have 3: digital financial literacy, decision making, and knowledge. And this is my moderating variable, which is trust. Moderating and or mediating is an optional. Some of you doesn't have. That's fine. Some of you have, either moderating or mediating. That is okay. That means, I'm not saying that if you have moderating is good. But because this is master level, so it can be flexible. Okay. Now, with this one, you need to measure every component in the framework. You need to have measurement in financial behavior. You need to have measurement in digital financial literacy. You need to have measurement in decision making. You need to you must have, the measurement for knowledge, and then also trust. Okay, so now, normally, in the questionnaire, we have 2 sections, which is section A and section B. Section A is more on demographic or profiling, of the respondents. So you need to have certain question related to the profiling, of the respondents. I will show you later on what are the questions, that you may ask in the demographic. And then number 2 is more on Likert scale statement. Likert scale statements means that the statements that can be measured through feelings, perceptions, and opinions. But the classic case is you are using strongly disagree to strongly agree. We are rarely, I mean, I'm not recommend you to use yes or no, yes or no, because yes or no is like 50-50. So it's hard to measure, if you have only 2 answers, yes or no, yes or no. I mean, we are not recommended. That means Likert scale are recommended to measure the degree, of feelings and opinions, with those statements. Okay, some of the sections that you may put in section A are age, gender, education level, and the rest goes on. Different sample have a different type of questions. So let's say, this is from articles. Some like I said earlier, you may adopt or adapt. I go back to this one. Okay. Oh, I jumped that one later. Okay, so Likert scale. So these are the section A's question like male, female, year, age, education level, field of studies, yeah. Okay, and then the country's participants, yeah. And that depends. And then section B is a Likert scale statements, yeah, like I said earlier, to express the intensity of the opinions, yeah. That means the degree or level, yeah, of the opinions, attitudes, feelings, yeah. So either disagree, yeah. And then, this is the according to the article, yeah, the lowest scale can be 2 points and the most are 11 points. But you may use, normally you use 5, right? You can use 7 as well, no problem. Yeah, when I take my PhD, I'm using 7. 7 is quite slightly accurate compared to 5. But you can still use 5, no problem. Yeah. So these are the sample, yeah, the statements and then the Likert scale. The statement and the Likert scale. Now, we are concerned, yeah, that especially section B, how do you want to develop a statements? Yeah. Okay. We have two strategies, which is adopt or adapt. Okay. So for adapt, yeah, I'm talking about adapt first. Adapt, yeah, means that, yeah. Sorry, not to adapt. Adopt first. Adopts means that to take up and makes one's own. Meaning that from the articles that you have here, let's say this is the articles, yeah, that is my references, yeah, and then I have the framework and everything, and I found out that this article I have the questionnaires here, yeah, in the appendix, yeah, I have the questionnaires. So adopt means that you totally take up everything and then make it your own study. You can do that. But of course, you need to cross-check with the statement, yeah, whether these statements are suitable for the sample. That is more on adopt. Okay, the second one is adapt. Yeah, adapt means that to adjust or modify to suit a new situation. That means, yeah, you don't have any references. Yeah, even in the article doesn't share the questionnaire. You can develop by your own. However, yeah, I believe, yeah, based on my experience, most of the students are using adapt because it's quite very hard, to find the exact questionnaire in the article. That means they have to develop by their own. However, yeah, if you want to do adapt, you need to make sure that this is the one that I'm talking about, the operational definitions. Why? Because the questionnaire, let's say, the questionnaire for nurses cannot be similar to the questionnaire for policemen because nurses and policemen have a different scope job. Yeah, I give you another example. Yeah, one of the students among you, you are using a shipping company or logistic company. So you need to make sure, yeah, that statements are more leaning towards shipping company or logistic company. You cannot use the questionnaires, let's say for the factory and then apply it for the shipping company. Why? Because factory and shipping company are totally different operations. Yeah, so you need to be super careful on this. Yeah, because why? Later on, yeah, when you have consultation with me, and then I will check the questionnaire, and I found out that those statements are another cases. Yeah, I would like to tell. Your sample is a employee. Yeah, your sample is an employee, but somehow, yeah, the questionnaire that you give to me is more on customer. So it's totally different. So yeah, okay, I repeat again. Your sample is employee. But your questionnaire is, or most of the statement is more on the customer. So they are totally completely opposite. So that one you cannot be used. Yeah, yeah. Even because why? Even you share to the employee, yeah, they might not understand and they might confuse with some of their statements. Yeah. So you need to make sure if your sample is employee, make sure the statements is more leaning towards employee, zoom in towards employee. If your questionnaire is more on customer, please make sure that the statements are more on customer. So you need to be super careful because of this operational definition. Okay, so as far as my study is concerned, my sample is banking users. So if banking users means that I have to do a questionnaire based on zooming on the banking users. Okay, now you need to draft first in Word related to your questionnaire that you have. Okay, so that's why this one you have a section A and then you have a section B. Okay, for section A, let's say I'm taking from this article the demographic question, this one. Okay, I might do some tables a little bit. Okay, gender, the option is either male or female. And then number 2, age. Yeah. So these are the answers option. So that means this is the questions. Okay, so let's say if your respondents are 20 and below, they are not qualified to participate in the questionnaire if you declare that way. Yeah, you declare that way. Okay, monthly income. Approximate, so let's say 1,000. Let's say I want to, you can add some question. Let's say you want to talk about the profession. Okay, so this one. And then the last one maybe okay, let's see. Yeah. So these are some of the questions. Yeah. Okay. It's a drafted question. Yeah, you can put in the Google form later. Yeah. You may add or remove based on the sample that you have, potential sample that you have. So now this is for section A, which is this demographic. Section B is about the Likert scale. Okay, now subsection. Okay, now let's say I'm doing adapt, yeah, meaning that I want to develop questionnaire based on my own. Okay, so you need to make sure, yeah, that all DVs and IVs and MVs are measurable. You must have the statements, yeah, for each. Now, normally I will start with my IV first. Normally, yeah. Okay, so you need to do abbreviation a little bit. Yeah. So let's say I put here as a DFL. Yeah, DFL. For decision making, let's say I'm coding as a DM. And then I put here as an OW. This one I put as a TR. And then this one I put as a FB. Okay, so the first subsection is DFL. Digital Financial Literacy. Okay, so I have my own code here. Okay, so one of the question is how many statements do I have to put in the questionnaire? Yeah, for each variable. All right, my recommendation is normally 4 to 5 statements. 1 to 3, if you have only one statement or either 2 statements or 3 statements for each variable, it will not be recommended, and also tak berapa cun lah, satu tak berapa cun, and then another one is too little, tak banyak, yeah. Okay, so I prefer to have either 4 to 5 statements each. Let's say I put DFL1. That means the first statement, DFL2, DFL3, DFL4, DFL5. Okay, so I merge this one. Okay, so this is the first measurement. That means the first statement. Okay, the second one will be I might put the black here to just to separate, no problem. And then the second one will be DM, decision making. Okay, DM1, DM2, DM3, DM4. Let's say I only have 4. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, as long as you have 4 or 5. The measurement will be later because we're gonna develop. We want to draft the table, the question first. Yeah, the set first. Number 3 is about knowledge. No 1, no 2. Let's say I only have 4 statements. Okay, so that is fine. One I merge. And then you have this number 4 will be trust. R1. This one, let's say I have 5. And the last one will be financial behavior. This one, let's say I only have 4. Okay, I think that's enough. Okay, one of the common mistakes that student does is they forgot to put measurement in DV. They have IVs, yes, but they forget to have this measurement. You must have this measurement, yeah. Otherwise, it cannot be measured. You must have statements, yeah, for the DV. Otherwise, you cannot test. Yeah, data tak ada. So bila data tak ada, susah. Okay, now these are the. Okay, now I want to demo to you on how to use let's say AI for this. Sorry. Okay. Before you ask, yeah, you need to give the information, yeah, to ChatGPT, to AI, yeah. Otherwise, yeah, you cannot simply just ask and then they will give a random answer. That is not good. So you must provide those answers that might help them, yeah, to give whatever answer that you want. Yeah, that means the desired answer. Yeah. And they might be accurate, yeah, if you give more information. Okay. Yeah. IVs. Okay, list your IVs. Okay, you need to provide also unit of analysis, which is banking. In my case, banking users. Yeah, or sample. And then please also put the condition. I will explain to you what double barrel means. Double barrel or double barrels. And then I will explain to you later what is one direction. And then the statements need to be operationally defined based on my unit of analysis. So therefore, yeah, my statement need to be more zoom in on banking users. Okay, what do you mean by double barrels? Double barrels means that you cannot have two answers in one statement. For example, I like chicken and duck. Yeah, I like chicken and duck. That means the word and means that it will confuse the respondent, either are they like chicken or are they liking duck or are they liking both. So you cannot have two answers in one statement. Yeah. Okay. What do you mean by the statement must be one direction? Meaning that all the statement must be either positive statements or all of the statements must be negative. You cannot have one positive and then suddenly negative. Tak boleh. Ya, kalau tidak data bertabur nanti. Yeah. The statement must be straightforward and cannot too long. That means do not be too fancy about your statements. Do not be too long. Respondent doesn't want too long statements. And then the statement needs to be operationally defined based on my unit of analysis. That means the statements must be zoom in on my sample. In this case, banking users. So let's try. Okay. See? So these are the statement are to be clear, straightforward, daily applicable to your banking user. So but you need to check whether this one is okay or not. Okay, let's say this one is financial behavior. I manage my finances effectively using digital tools. Yeah, this makes sense for the banking user. So you just copy and then financial behavior. Okay, but this one I don't want to take because suddenly they are seeking financial knowledge. But this one is financial behavior, which is two different things. So I'm not. I think I'm not. But this one, my inform. Okay, I make informed financial decision. So my behavior is more on the financial decision. So I can put this one. It depends on you, eh? I stick to a budget when managing my finances. This is my behavior. I want to do more on the budget. And then I prioritize saving. This one. This is a problem. Because you have saving and investing. There are two different things. Yeah, savings and investing is two different things. You cannot have two different things in one question. Okay, so sorry. Right, so I revise. Financial behavior statement 5 cannot be. I'll just put here it is wrong. Okay, this one. I'm saying this is wrong because they have n. That means I cannot have. See, this is the what? Alhamdulillah. Excuse me here. Okay, so this is the correct one. The revised one. I prioritize saving money for future needs rather than this one also. I feel that this is right. And then I can put. Sometimes AI can make mistakes, so that's why you need to check. Okay, so you need to check. Okay, now let's go to the back. This one. Digital financial literacy. I'm confident in using online banking services. Um, okay. Yes. Okay. So again, apps and website are two different things. Yeah. So revise. This one. I can navigate financial apps without difficulty. So Okay. So you managed to have 5 statements, yeah? Double barrel, okay. So go back to this one and check whether this is right or wrong. Decision making, I consider multiple options before making financial decision. Yes, this is the nice one. Based on reliable information. Yes, that means you need to make decision based on the information that you have. I'm comfortable making financial decisions independently. And the last one, either two. I review my financial decision. I weigh the risks and benefits. This is the interesting one. Risk and benefit cannot have the same one. Okay, revise. I just revise. Decision making. Statement 5. Cannot have risks and benefits in the same statement. It's a double barrel. I consider potential risk. So they have to choose either one. They cannot simply have two. Okay. All right. Next one. How about knowledge? Okay, I'm aware. Okay. Aware means more on awareness. So I think I will hold it first. I understand the importance. Credit score, error scores, and report. So, revise. Statement 2 cannot have credit reports and scores in the same statement. It's a double barrel. This one. I understand the importance of a book credit score. Same also number 3. This one also same thing. Number 5. Okay. Person financial terms. Okay, for trust, let's check. The last one. I think this is okay. And then the last one should be. Right. I think we are done. Yeah, we already done with the questionnaire. Yeah, that means in the document. All right. Any question from the floor? Do you have anything to ask? Ada apa-apa nak tanya ke? Questionnaire dah siap lah. So that means you may complete this questionnaire within 1 hour, 2 hours. No questions, Okay, so if there is no question, we take a break for 10 minutes, and then after that, I will guide you on how to do the Google form, Okay, we'll see you again. We'll see you again in 10 minutes, Okay. All right. So let's continue with the next part. Yeah. I think we can finish up to 12:30, inshallah. Okay. Now we already have this one in the as a questionnaire. So you may put this in the appendix section, yeah, when you have a proposal. So you may put in the appendix, yeah, the appendix section. Now, I want to open this Google form and open this Google form right here. Okay, so you may start with the new form, and then you may choose any, not this one. You may choose any color theme that you want to. Let's say I'm interested in having green, and then you can choose green, or you may choose any custom color that you want to, and then list goes on. And then this is the title. Okay, so my title is you may put the research title. Yeah, that means sorry. What is the my Okay, so this is my title. Let's say this is my title. Yeah. IVs, yeah, and the moderating role, and then this is my DV. Yeah. Okay. So before you want to start the questionnaire, of course, you need to introduce yourself. Mm, you just click here and then it appears. Yeah, the title is here. Of course, you need to have introductory questionnaire. You cannot simply like do not have introduction. So you may put. Oh my God. Okay, just put that the data is strictly confidential, and only statistical analysis. Something like this, yeah. So you have to put some introductory. You may ask ChatGPT for this one, no problem, if you want to, but at least you have the introductory. And then it's the best thing you need to add section. That means the section is like the next page. So once you are done with this, you may go for the next section. All right. You can have options. Either you want to start with demographic first, or Likert scale statements later, or Likert scale statement first and demographic later. You can have two directions. So normally I will put the demographic section A. Okay, and then the description. Please pick the best description of your profile. Okay, always have the appendix next to you. Let's say gender. For question 1 is gender. Please put number of question here. Gender. And then you need to choose the type of questions. You go for short answer, paragraph, multiple choice, check boxes, drop down, file upload, linear scale, and so on. You choose multiple choice because multiple choice allows you to have one answer. But for checkbox, you are allowed to answer more than one. So I choose multiple choice. I put male. You can click enter, and then they will suggest you another thing, and then or you may type by yourself email. Put required because required means that you must answer. Yeah, that means the star one. The star ones meaning that you cannot proceed with the next question without answering that question. Number 2, let's say age. Again, multiple choice. Click enter for the next answer. Okay, I click required also. It's a must answer. So as you can see here, the next question will be education. Multiple choice also. Again, it's required. Normally, I will put all questions are required to answer. Income. Again, required. Profession. I forgot one answer, which is self-employed. That means bekerja sendiri. So I just put here. Self-employed or either freelance. And the last one will be the number of family members. Or household. Okay, multiple choice. Sort of like that. Yeah. You may come up with your answer, but please do not. This is my suggestion, but please do not use mine. I'm just use my example. Now, you are done with section A. You want to move to the next page. That means you need to click Yeah, just for it, and then you need to click add section. And then the next page will come up. That means section B, which is B1. Normally I put B1. And then I put as digital financial literacy. Please indicate the best score, based on all the statements provided. From 1, strongly disagree, to 5, strongly agree. Okay, so this is my description. Please indicate the best score for all the statement. You kena letakkan skor lah daripada 1 sampai 5 untuk semua statement. Add questions. Okay, so for the first one, digital financial literacy, normally I didn't put question number, I put as code DFL1. Okay, so this is my statement. Okay, and then this is choose linear scale. Please do not use multiple choice. You need to put one by one. It's quite difficult. So better you put linear scale, which is Likert scale. You can choose either 1 to 7 or 1 to 5, or even 1 to 10. Okay, so normally I put, let's say if you have 5, that means 5. Strongly disagree. And then this one, 5, strongly agree. See what happens if I click required. And then for the rest of the question, you may duplicate. Duplicate means you copy and paste. See what happens? That means respondent will just indicate the score. And then you may copy for the DFL2. Go to this one and then copy.
Doktor, I have a question.
Yes.
Contoh kan usually Likert scale ni 1 to 5 kan. But is it possible if kita nak buat 1 to 4? Sebab
okay.
nombor 3 kan usually neutral kan. Takut orang ambil neutral je.
Tak apa, neutral tak ada masalah. Because why? Kita at the end of the day, when you run the analysis, the mean score yang matters. Kalau you ada 300 respondents, let's say kan, dia tak tengok satu je. Because among 300, they might answer 3, they might answer 4, they might answer 2. So nanti dia akan averagekan score tu.
Oh, okay. So
you tak akan
just...
dapat yang 3 lah. Dia akan dapat 3 lebih sikit. Dia punya mean score, average.
Okay. So just put 5 lah minimum
5 boleh. Sebab tu kalau macam saya, masa I ambil, when I was in PhD days, I ambil 7. Sebab dia punya score tu, kalau macam paling tengah-tengah 4 kan. So dia punya tu higher sikit lah. Ada yang nak ke 5, ada yang nak ke 6. Lepas tu jawapan, ada yang bagi jawapan jauh-jauh tau. Dia bagi nombor 2, dia bagi nombor 1, dia bagi nombor 6. So dia punya mean tu akan jadi lagi accurate lah. Tapi kalau master level nak pakai 5 boleh, tak ada masalah.
Okay, thank you.
Dia macam ni, jangan pakai 2. Kalau pakai 2, dia akan jadi yes no, dia tengah-tengah.
Faham?
So better guna skala yang quite large lah, supaya you akan dapat accurate mean tu nanti. So this one. Okay, nice. And then you copy lah DFL 4. Okay, and then the last one, DFL 5. Sebenarnya you boleh complete this one within 1 hour sebenarnya. That means you can go for defense proposal lah sebenarnya. Tak perlu tunggu-tunggu lah. It means tak payah nak delay. Okay, so let's say you have all DFLs here. That means section B1. And then you add another section lah, which is next page. Which is the next page will be DM, decision making. So copy balik lah dia punya, just copy back the instruction. And then this one. Okay, you may copy from the previous section. Macam ni. Kan? We have DFL5 kan? Okay, go to this. Make sure that your cursor is leaning towards this one. There will be the intersections icon macam ni. And then you bawa ke bawah. Lepaskan. Kalau tak boleh, try lagi. See, dia dah bawa ke bawah. So, DM. So, DM1 apa? Hit B. Okay, and then duplicate lagi. Sebenarnya kalau macam saya duplicate je banyak-banyak. Saya duplicate banyak-banyak. Kalau let's say terlebih, tak apa. We have delete question. Tak sebab tapi kena check make sure tak ada double question DM1 and then this one DM2 B and then this one DM3 DM3 and then DM4 dekat sini along here because let's say you done all the DM4s, somewhere here you can put add section. I think so. Yes, DM. So that means you don't have to bring it down anymore lah. So the next section will be knowledge. Okay, give me 1 minute to complete all of this. I think, I believe you know, I think you already understand about this process. So give me some like 5 minutes to complete all the sections. So after this, I will show you on what will be the questionnaire look after all the questions I've been completed. So bagi saya masa sekejap, 5 minit untuk siapkan semua ni. And the last one is function. Okay, I think I'm done until FB4. Let's say this one is an extra, so you may delete if let's say you don't need this one. Okay, done. Okay, sampai dah siap dah semua. Okay, now how do you want to check whether your questionnaire is good or not? Okay, let's say I'm just checking the grammar a little bit. Yeah. Okay, so this one not necessary lah. Yeah. Okay, just click preview. To click preview, this is the respondents version. Yeah, respondents version. So you just read, yeah, and then just click next. Yeah, and then check. Yeah, this is the possible answers. Just to check whether the answer are okay or not. Yeah, there might some missing. If there is a missing something, you can go back to the preview. Click back, and then you may edit again. Okay, so this is a B1 digital financial literacy. FL5, DM1. Okay, just check. You need to just pre-click like this, yeah. Otherwise, you cannot click next, yeah. Trust. And this is the last one. The last ones, yeah, they will come up with the button submit, because okay, forms cannot be submitted in preview mode. Yeah, of course, because I opened the preview mode, right? Okay, just click link. Okay, and then there is a button. You please do not publish yet, yeah, the questionnaire. Yeah, so but you can copy the respondents link, and then you may share with your friends, or share to me to check. No problem. Just copy here, copy respondent link, and then paste, and then paste to my DMs or other friends DM, yeah, so they can check whether the question is good or not. Okay. I think we are done with the Google form. So if you have this Google form questionnaire, yeah, I think it's good to go to the defense proposal next semester. Yeah, because you already have the measurement. Yeah, you have the item to be tested. Yeah, okay, before the data collections. You can do this one as a pilot test. Yeah, because when you do a pilot test, of course, you need to check whether the statements are reliable or not. Yeah. Okay, before we end the session, any other question from the floor? Ada apa-apa soalan tak? From 21 of you. Have a look at the chat. It's not muted. Okay. Muhammad, I'm worried the respondent might just click through Likert scale question without really reading, like they just use 3, 4, everything. It's more engaging way to quantitative data. Oh, okay, I can understand that. No problem. For Muhammad, and the one that asked me just now, we are not looking at individuals' answer. We are more on looking at the average of the total respondents. Yeah. For example, if you have 380 respondents, so that means, yeah, once SPSS is computing the data, and then the mean result cannot generate as 3. They will generate as like 3.4, 3.6, 2.8. So that one, yeah, we can determine whether they are more tendency towards strongly disagree, or strongly disagree, or agree, or strongly agree. That means we are looking at the mean of the entire respondents answer, not individual. So I hope I can answer Muhammad's question. Kita tak tengok satu data aja, kita tengok 300 data. Dan kita akan averagekan dia. Yeah. So don't look into that perspective. Look at the overalls. Lagi ada apa-apa lagi tak? Azrina boleh dengar I tak? Kalau tak dengar nanti insyaAllah akan recorded version.
Boleh doktor, boleh.
Nice. Any other question related to Google Form?
Doctor, I saw
yes.
the session today is recording, so can we get the
Ah,
recording?
yes. Okay, no problem. I will share with you. Azrina asked, the same concern we have when collecting survey paper engagement. I think I already did this one, right? From 1 to 4. Whether agree if I can comment. Yes. 1 to 4 dia macam ni tau. Dia macam ni. I'm not recommend you to have like 2, 4, 6. Okay, why? Sebabnya dia macam ni. not all lah, like few respondents they don't want to be one-sided. Dia tak nak go to the either disagree side ataupun agree side. So they just be neutral only. Tak ada masalah being neutral, yeah. But being neutral ni kalau only one dia kita, because we not looking at the individual person like I said earlier. Ya, takkanlah dalam 300 tu semuanya neutral, mestilah ada sikit-sikit kan. There must be a few ya yang neutral. Tapi ada kebanyakan lah ya, most of the respondents are more, I said, divided lah ya. Maknanya dia akan pergi kalau dia disagree lah, kalau dia agree lah. So yes, yeah. I recommend you to have the odd number scale. Ya, 3, 5, 7, 9 normally. Ya. So nanti dia, sebab apa? Kalau if you learn statistic, ya, the normality data tu kan dia kena macam apa kata straight, naik atas, turun bawah, straight. Normality, data normality. Sekejap ya, I will Google a little bit about the data normality. This one, data normality. Maknanya this one lot of respondent expected to answer at the middle side. Middle ke tepi sedikit dengan ke depan sedikit. That means tak adalah semuanya majority tu tak setuju. No, that means we want to we hope that the data will be normal. Maknanya data tu tak adalah lebih kepada kanan ataupun lebih kepada kiri lah. That means we want to see the balance of the data. Yeah. Sebab tu kadang orang cakap lagi ramai neutral lagi bagus. Okay, boleh, tak ada masalah. Ya, cuma kita nak make sure sebab apa, kalau data you lebih a lot more towards left or right, dia akan jadi bias. So kita nak elak bias lah we want to avoid the bias. Standard Likert pun okey ya. Standard Likert that means 5 lah 5 pun okey, cukup ya. Kalau macam ada certain tu saya recommend 7, sebabnya 7 tu ada yang akan jawab 1, ada yang jawab 2, ada yang jawab 6, ada yang jawab 7. Maknanya jawapan tu dia akan jadi macam varies ataupun fleksibel. So dia lagi bagus lah. Maknanya mean score pun akan jadi lagi sama ada besar atau kecil. Maknanya kita boleh tengok Okay, any other questions? Okay, kalau tak ada soalan, if you don't have any question, I would like to inform you that I will be quite busy until 22nd May. Okay, let me tell you why. Kenapa I will be busy until 22nd May? 22 Mei tu sebab saya coordinator untuk research degree So ada colloquium there will be a research colloquium for the degree students. Ada 400 student, which is quite a lot. So I might not be able to answer or counter some of the question. Tapi insyaAllah selepas 22 tu, insyaAllah I will be available and I will open some of the slot for questionnaire consultation if you want to. Nanti kalau ada, insyaAllah selepas 22 lah selepas 22. But meanwhile you may draft it first, and then masa consultation slot tu nanti we will tengoklah kalau everything is okay ke tak okay ke, kalau ada benda-benda nak betulkan dan sebagainya Okay, so with that I think that's all. Thank you so much. The recorded version will be shared later by today or tomorrow for those who are involved in convocation, okay, especially for progression students, congratulations and then we will see you again next time around, inshallah all right, and till then, see you again, take care and goodbye.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you, have a nice day.
Thank you, Doctor. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank
Thank you, Doctor.
Ah.